Today, folks, we got to talk about KULR Technology, a company with products in basically energy storage to robotics. They're providing these services to aerospace and the defense sector, and you can check out their products on their website here and their battery solutions, their services. What's really cool is they recently released this new product in the robotic space that is an exoskeleton designed to basically help people in warehousing, anything that has to do with kind of heavy lifting to reduce strain and prevent injuries. Probably one of the coolest products I've seen released in a while from a company overall, especially in robotics, something that's usable today. This company is also shifting its treasury to a Bitcoin treasury strategy that I want to talk about, as the company also recently is doing a reverse stock split, which somehow, funny enough, the stock dropped 17% on that news, even though it's not fundamentally changing anything about the company itself. So I want to talk about where this company is going and get an idea of kind of the stock action here. So if you're on a path to financial independence, if you damn well one day want to retire early, join me by hitting that subscribe button if you like deep diving into some of these smaller cap companies. Now, KULR Technology did reach out to me. This is part of sponsored content. These are purely opinions of my own, but I will leave the disclaimer in the description as well. So KULR Technologies trades on the New York Stock Exchange under KULR for around 74 cents a share, $230 million market cap, dropped pretty significantly today on the reverse stock split, which we'll talk about in a moment, after the company went on quite a historic run leading into 2025. Now, I want to talk about the Bitcoin strategy first. The company feels like in 2025 they're setting themselves up for a new growth trajectory that the stock price might not be recognizing, but take a listen to this first and foremost.
2025 is a transformational year for KULR, and the transformation is well on its way. With over $100 million in cash and Bitcoin holdings on our balance sheet and virtually no debt, we're well capitalized to grow our battery and AI robotics businesses, while our capital market activities in the foreseeable future are geared to turbocharge our Bitcoin acquisition strategy, establishing KULR as a pioneer BTC first Bitcoin treasury company. What is a BTC first company? A Bitcoin first company treats Bitcoin not as a side asset or payment option, but as a core pillar of its identity, strategy, and mission. Our journey of transformation is riding the wave of the greatest digital transformation in the human history: intelligence, capital, and energy. Digital transformation of intelligence is AI. Digital transformation of capital and energy is Bitcoin.
Now, if we actually take a look at the balance sheet, just to get an idea of the company's assets, we can see the total assets sit at almost 94 million, up pretty significantly from the 63 million back in December 31st of 2024. These filings are as of March 31st, 2025. We can see they have quite a sizable cash position of around $24 million, and we can see their digital assets sit at around 55 million. I wouldn't be surprised, I haven't read through their news filings, if they were buying more, but in the last few months, we've also seen Bitcoin appreciate and a lot of crypto assets appreciate. So I wouldn't be surprised if those are worth significantly more today. And he's not wrong. They've only got about 4.1 million in assets. So they are liabilities, sorry. So if you wipe their assets from their liabilities, they can pay all that off with 4 million of the 20 million they have in cash and be completely debt free. So it is a very asset rich company. They're in a very strong position to continue their growth trajectory with their products and what they kind of have planned moving forward. If we take a look at the company's revenue, they've gone from 1.75 million roughly to 2.45 million, give or take there. Their gross profit did shrink as their cost of revenue has been going up, but this is quite normal with companies that are trying to build out a major growth cycle. We can see that in the selling and general administrative and research and development costs that have gone up quite significantly, leading to an operation loss of about $9.4 million. So it is important right now to note that the company has likely raised capital from the stock price, and we can see that in the actual share dilution. And there's nothing wrong with the company doing this. If you believe in the trajectory that they're heading on, it's a great way to get capital out of the market, perhaps when the stock is trading at more than reasonable valuations. But then you end up in these situations now where the stock is continuing to sell off on less than material news. I mean, a stock split doesn't do anything to the company fundamentally, yet the stock's down 18% today. And with the really healthy balance sheet they have, and if you believe in the growth trajectory of these products, you could be saying this is trading at a bit of a discount today. And if we just read into it from, basically the Motley Fool, why KULR Technology stock is plummeting today, we can see that they're seeing a valuation pullback today following the news that the company is carrying out this reverse stock split, which is going to be an 8-for-1, but it doesn't really alter the fundamentals of the business. And they do go to say down here, that basically KULR's reverse stock split will take effect next Monday and will result in the equivalent of 8 existing shares being combined into one new share. The move will have an effect of boosting the company's share price, but it won't alter the fundamentals of the business. Continuing to trade on the New York Stock Exchange market is probably a good thing for KULR over the long term because it will continue to make the company's stock easily available for a wide range of investors. On the other hand, it's not hard to see why investors are reacting negatively to the reverse stock split news. Reverse splits often occur because the company and its stock are struggling, and they can also limit some of the potential for explosive short-term gains that some investors may be seeking with a penny stock. And I beg to differ a bit here because, again, I think the stock is just selling off because it's caught in a downtrend. The fundamentals seem to be continuing to get stronger on the path of their growth strategy. So again, it's something that you need to believe in. Smaller caps do come with more risk. Of course, these are opinions of my own, but if you are intrigued in KULR Technology, their recent product lineup and the trajectory they're headed on, I'd love to know what you think in that comment section below. And if you think there's some value here, otherwise, I'd love to know everything and anything in that comment section, and consider subscribing for future updates.